Have you ever felt like you missed a home that you don't even remember, that you don't even kind of know what you're talking about, and it feels a little bit crazy? If you don't know what I'm talking about, fine. But I would say about a quarter, a fifth of my clients, when they book a past life regression session, they tell me that they miss home. And they feel a little bit crazy because they don't even know what the hell home is. But they know it's not here. And they know they miss it. And they feel like they don't fit in on Earth. Like things don't make sense. And they just want to go back home. Now, studying with Dolores Cannon and reading her books about past life regression will make a lot of this clear. But assuming you haven't studied with Dolores Cannon or read her books, there's an idea that there are a lot of people on Earth right now who are volunteers. Volunteers meaning that they're not really from Earth on a soul level. They haven't had a bunch of incarnations, maybe zero incarnations on Earth before right now. So when a lot of people say reincarnation can't be true because look at all the population growth, where did all these souls come from? I always say, well, it's a big universe, and all the souls don't come from here. Plus, a lot of the souls could come from animals, trees, whatever, and that changes the equation a lot. But back to the idea of home. With this idea of volunteers, people who came to Earth to incarnate as humans right now, the idea is that we are going through a spiritual acceleration. Now, you might watch the news and say, this doesn't look like a spiritual acceleration to me. This looks more like Armageddon to me. But the two are linked. The idea is that when you have a change, when you especially have an ascension process, you have to process all the dirt. I always say it's like a hot air balloon. You have ballast in a hot air balloon, you have sandbags. And when you get to a certain height, you throw the sandbags overboard. I don't know, do you throw them overboard or you just like empty the sand out? I could stand corrected there, not a hot air balloon guy. But anyway, as you release these sandbags in whatever way you do it, you allow the hot air balloon to go higher because it got lighter. Well, when that happens on Earth, the sandbags in society are things like war, things like wealth and income inequality, the thing like domestic violence, international violence, any violence, things like being judgmental, overly critical. All these issues are fear based issues that other planets apparently don't suffer from the way we do. And so people who come from those other planets, when they incarnate on Earth, it is a major shock to the system. And a lot of times the result is I want to go home. I can't take this. Imagine being from a place where it's only positive. Now, you might not believe that's even possible, but the idea is that there are different dimensions of reality. It doesn't mean they're even different so much spatially. But in the 3D reality, everything's built on the idea of polarity. For everything, there's an opposite thing. And you can see it with magnetism, you can see it with the way atoms are held together. Don't ask me, I'm not a space scientist. But anyway, polarity is part of our system, and we almost can't imagine not having polarity. It runs through conversations, it runs through everything, down to the very atomic structure of all of the molecules on Earth. And so it's hard for us to imagine a system without polarity. It's hard for us to imagine things just being good. A system based on love and life and expression rather than on competition, opposites, and polarity. And so, if you are somebody who feels like you never felt like you were at home, well, here's my message to you. Number one, sorry, you chose to come here. Now, not you, your ego, personality, character, but as a soul, you chose to be here. You have a purpose here. And that purpose is not to sit around missing your home planet for your whole lifetime. So, it's really important, especially for you, Starseed, or whatever you want to call yourself, to find your life purpose and to start aligning with it and living according to it. I know it's not nice to hear somebody say, quit complaining, but that's what you need to do if you're one of these people who feel like you don't belong here. Okay, let's say you don't belong here. Like, what if you were an astronaut and you went to the moon, and instead of doing all your science experiments and driving around in your golf cart or whatever, you just sat there and cried because you were homesick for Earth? Well, you're going to go back to Earth pretty soon, but you got work to do here on the moon, astronaut dude. So get to work. Don't worry, you're going home pretty soon. Same thing if you happen to be incarnated in a human body on Earth for the first time ever and things just seem too damn hard. I sympathize with you. I empathize with you. I get it. It's not a fun place if you came from a higher frequency reality. And I've seen it in hundreds of clients, and the suffering is real. But when you find your life purpose and doing past life regression, specifically the method that Dolores Cannon developed, qhht, doing that is a really great way to find your life purpose. But it's not the only way. So, whatever works for you, find your life purpose. How do you find your life purpose? If you don't come to me and have a past life regression and we ask your higher self about your life purpose, if you don't do that, what do you love? What do you love and you kind of feel like you're not supposed to? Now, if it's a bad thing, if it's a sick thing, that's not your life purpose, trust me. But if your life purpose seems silly, like I just love smelling flowers and walking down the street and smelling flowers, well, start there. Yeah, it might not be a well paid career. It might not be a career at all. It might not be paid at all, but it might be your life purpose. Some clients of mine who I'm kind of jealous of, their life purpose is to just come and relax and enjoy the vacation. Like, there's nothing they really have to accomplish. Lucky them. And if you're one of those people, lucky you. But if you feel like you're homesick for another planet, another dimension, another reality that you can't even name, start off by finding your life purpose and start off by getting to work on your life purpose. Now, there may be emotional things that come up. Like, I want to run off and join the circus, but my family says they'll never talk to me again if I do. I'm afraid of rejection. Always have been. I can't be rejected by my family. Well, I don't know in your situation, but maybe you need to run off and join the circus. And if your family doesn't want to talk to you, that's their call. And if you have rejection fears and abandonment fears and all of that that comes up, maybe that's part of clearing the path towards your life purpose, that you need to clear those things. That's a very important thing with life purposes. When you have a life purpose, a lot of times there will be things standing in the way of the fulfillment of that life purpose. And you need to work through those issues. And a lot of times that's just as important as the actual life purpose itself. So if you feel like you don't belong here, if you feel like an alien on Earth, you might be. But you came here for a reason. And if you don't want to come back, like I always say to all my clients, the best way to reincarnate on Earth is to say, I don't want to come back. Because that's resisting. That's resisting a lesson that you came here for. And chances are, if you don't fulfill that purpose, you're gonna come back. Not because anybody sends you back, because your soul decides to do it. You're gonna come back until you fulfill that purpose. The easiest time to fulfill that purpose is right now. Coming back later will probably entail more complications on the road to your life purpose. So, for those of you who feel like an alien on Earth, you might be, I sympathize with you, and now it's time to find your life purpose and get to work on it. Thanks for listening. My name's Andy Sway, and if you need somebody to guide you through this, the best thing that I offer for people to start with is a 1 hour phone session where we can go through this and kind of repattern your thinking around this first before we start working on clearing some of those emotional avoidance blocks. Anyway, thank you very much.